She stood under a heavy rain. Broken umbrella, teeth chattering, water dripping from its torn edges. Clara's umbrella had surrendered to a harsh gust and flipped inside out, letting rain pour down her back. They collided near one of the tall Gothic towers on Charles Bridge Stone Slick, the Vltava River glowing silver beneath street lamps. Clara stumbled, her red scarf slipping free, trailing like a ribbon in the wind. Adrian caught her elbow. His eyes, damp-eyed, warm, met hers. "Looks like the rain wanted to meet you sooner," he said. Voice soft, almost drowned by thunder. She laughed light, startled, full of wonder. That splash of rain, the echo of footsteps on wet stone. The distant chime of church bells. In that moment, they belonged to the same story. Early morning Prague, sunrise over cobblestones. Over the next weeks, seasons shaped them. Clara wrote in cafes with old wood tables, ink-blotted drawings by candlelight. Adrian sketched facades of Baroque buildings, rooftops, chimneys, spires. They shared meals beneath awnings, watched fog weave through alleys, heard distant violin music drifting from open windows. One day, standing by the statue of St. John of Nepomuk on the bridge bronze, dim, glossed from rain, Adrian held Clara's hand. "I have to take a job in Vienna," he said, voice trembling. 6 months, she whispered. "I promise I'll return." He kissed her on the brow. She pressed into his chest, listening to the rhythm of his heartbeat, sure. Gray skies, Vienna skyline, construction sites. Clara alone in her room at night. The morning he left, Clara waved from the station, umbrella in hand, tears hidden. In Vienna, Adrian's days became consumed by meetings, blueprints, deadlines. He walked past Baroque facades, felt disconnected. Every sketch without Clara felt hollow. Clara wrote letters, long, meandering pages filled with memories. Rain promises, sent them into voids. Weeks stretched. Replies came, none. Clara reading past letters by candlelight. Rain outside window. Shuttered cafes. She visited the bridge, rain in her hair, reaching for the empty air. He, meanwhile, after one fateful night, caught in a storm, was in an accident. Memory slipped like water through fingers. Months passed, faces blurred. He believed the worst, that Clara had left forever. Clara publishing novels. Travel postcards. Adrian alone in Vienna apartment, photographs on walls. Clara published her first novel. It climbed charts. She traveled to writing festivals, always carrying his pen he had gifted her. All the while her heart remained anchored back to Prague. Adrian, once fully recovered, tried to piece together his past. He had fragments, a violin melody, a scarlet scarf, the taste of rain. He searched through drawings, letters, photos, but her replies never arrived. He often stood in front of Vienna landmarks, palaces, staircases, old railway stations, wondering if she had visited these places too. 10 years after he left, Clara, now older, walks toward Charles Bridge in the rain. Her coat heavy, umbrella clasped tight, scarf damp. The rain soaks her gloves. Reflections ripple in puddles. She pauses beneath a Gothic arch, gripping memories, heart pounding. Then she sees him, the same posture, umbrella overhead. Older, yes. Weight of years in his shoulders. But his eyes, they reach hers. Recognition. Slow fade in music strings. He steps forward. Time slows. Rain muffles everything else. Clara, Adrian. They look at each other through the storm, unsure where to begin. She listens as he tells of memory lost, visions blurred, his yearning. She reveals how the rain always led her back to the bridge, how his absence was a silence she could never truly accept. He opens his hand, the pen she once gave him. She shows an old notebook she still kept, the first few pages stained by rain and tears. "I kept this," she says, "and I never stopped waiting." He looks at the raindrops, sliding down the pendant she always wore, his initials lightly engraved. "I thought you'd moved on. I thought you'd forgotten." They laugh softly together. Rain mingles with joy. Sunrise breaking through clouds. Cobblestone streets drying. Morning birds. Morning bends light into soft gold. The bridge is washed clean. Puddles reflect a brighter sky. They walk together, hesitant at first, then more sure. Clara leads Adrian to a small cafe where they first spoke. Inside, aged wood, the scent of coffee, a quiet violin on the stereo. They talk until midday, about missed years, about how the rain remembered them when they could not. Years later, tourists crossing Charles Bridge will see an older couple, walking slowly, hands clasped, sharing one umbrella in the rain. Sometimes when the wind is just so, you'll hear the faint echo of Clara's laughter, sometimes the drifting note of a violin.